On this episode of Twang Nation, we catch up with Luke Dickens recording his new album, check out some new blood with Mandi Jarry, we go behind the scenes on the set of Catherine Britt's music video, and an exclusive acoustic performance from Amber Lawrence.
Strike a chord, hum a tune, know that this one's for you. Try to shine on every line, all the words I can show you.
I started becoming interested in music when I was about 5 years old. We had a grand piano at home, and I started making up melodies on the piano. So my dad decided it would be a good idea to get me piano lessons. So I got taught by a guy that it wasn't all theory, it was like you listen to a song on the radio and then you can figure it out. So like learning by chords. So it was a really interesting way to learn as a kid, because I think sometimes the whole theory thing is really boring. So I played piano till I was about 10, and then I decided it was very uncool when I became a teenager, and I started playing guitar when I was 15. From then on, I just kept playing.
But I think that you may be the true love of my life.
Usually when I'm writing a song, the first thing that comes to me is the melody. I think the melody is king in a song. I'll generally pick up the guitar, I'll play a chord, play another chord, and then it usually comes. Usually, if I'm lucky enough, the melody would just come out. I can't really explain it, but that's just what happens for me.
Change the lines to nursery rhymes, the song cries out for you.
So I recorded my album with a good friend of mine called Ash McLeod. It was great fun. Ash is a really good friend of mine. We've been friends for about 11 years now, and we've written a lot of the tracks on the album together as well. So it was a really fun experience. It was very comfortable. And because I know Ash so well, I had a lot of sort of control of what I wanted and how I wanted to sound. And, I'd make a funny drum noise and he'd go, okay, cool, yeah, we'll put one of those in. And he'd figure it out what it is, what's going on in my head. So that was cool. I think it's rare to find people that you click with. And when you're being creative and being vulnerable, it's very important that you're with someone that you feel comfortable with, because us creative types can be very sensitive.
True love of my life, because you swim in my thoughts like a dolphin. You sing in my songs like a rhythm. You cling to my life. Boy, when will you let go?
Okay, so the plan for this year is I'm doing another album, which I'm very excited about. So at the moment, I'm writing heaps and I'm getting inspired lots, which is great. So that's exciting. Hopefully I will have that done by the end of the year and I'll release it next year.
I once was your lady, was your baby. I know this sounds crazy, but I think that you may be love in my life.
Well, I can remember back to when I was a kid. I was probably about 2 years old, sitting alongside my granddad, and he used to play the piano like so beautifully, you know, and he used to play the guitar and the clarinet and everything else as well. He had a trumpet and a sax, and he used to play by ear, and I thought he was an absolute magician. he was probably my biggest inspiration for a long time when I was growing up. You know, my granddad was the man that kind of helped me really, I guess, build a love for music. I wasn't always a musician, but I've always loved music. I used to shear sheep, and I always dreamed about being a musician. Like, I never honestly thought that I would be one. I didn't have the means to get there. But I used to strum away on the guitar, and I used to sing songs along to CDs and things like that. And then one day I just kind of thought, you know what, it's now or never, and I'm going to get out in front of people and do this, because people thought that I sang all right, you know. And so I went on Australian Idol back in 2008. I was lucky enough to get right up to the grand final, which was great. And I came second, and I kind of thought, well, I've got to really try and hang on to this now, because I was just playing for probably 6 months with all these great musicians, and through the guys that I'd met along the way, musicians and writers and things like that, I hooked up with them and made my first album, Underdog, and then decided to have a go at this year's Toyota Star Maker at Tamworth. And funnily enough, I won it, and I honestly didn't think that I would win it, because I wasn't so much of a country singer, but you know, I love country music, and I got a lot of country background, and I kind of said to them when they asked me, why do you want this thing? And it's because I said I love all different kinds of music, and I'd love to try and make some country music, and I think I can connect with those people. So here we are in the studio today, working on our second album in 2 years, and you know, I tell people that it's a dream come true, but it really is. It's I never thought I'd have an album, let alone two. And so, of course, when that's done, it's touring time again, and get to see more of this country because of it.
Hi, I'm Kirsty Akers.
We're McAllister Kemp.
Hi, I'm Amber Lawrence, and you're watching
Twang Nation.
Twang Nation.